with no shelter. This is how some of the poor live in Afghanistan. In some places, women can't go to school or get jobs. According to Wikipedia, at the very least, 174,000 people have been determined dead as a result of the civil war in April 2014. The actual number was much higher. How would you feel if you always had to worry about bombs, landmines, or armies taking away you or your loved ones? Good afternoon, honorable judges, teachers and staff, fellow students, worthy opponents, and guests. I am Iris Murphy, and I am trying to persuade grades 4 to 12 Spruce View School students to each send $1 or more to Afghanistan. I went around our school from those grades, and 157 students voted. 147 students said they would send $1, so thank you to them. If we send the money we raised, not only you can save people's lives, because they can use that money for food, fresh clean water, and medical supplies they need for their everyday lives. It would also stop them from getting into predicaments when they're looking for food. Did you know that some of the poor eat from garbage cans that only have scraps in them, they're so hungry? You can also help people have homes to live in, even if it is just a tarp tent. I think that all people should be able to have a roof over their heads. Big families with young and old kids have to live on streets and scavenge for food to feed their families. The Taliban and their strict laws have made life so difficult for the average Afghani, especially women and girls who they think don't have the same rights as men. Did you know that tarp tents can be various different shapes and sizes? Some can just be tiny tarps held up by string for shade and shelter, and others can be huge tarps held up by poles with walls and roofs. A lot of refugee camps don't have running water, which means no toilets, no sinks, and good water to drink. Some families are so poor that they send out the men to find food. Some of the men start stealing from old abandoned houses, and most times only bringing back small portions to eat or supplies. And when the men get caught, they get taken to an awful place where they get their hands or arms chopped off for stealing for their hungry, helpless families. To most of the poor in Afghanistan, an egg is a luxury. Not one person should be put in that position of poverty. People who live in Afghanistan go through a lot, and nobody should just have to think about food or water or even just surviving every single day of their life. I think it's not fair to them to live that severe lifestyle. That's why I think all Spruce View School students can help, because I think that all people have the right to live a fair, healthy, wonderful life. I've just finished a book series called The Breadwinner, and it shows how a girl and her family have to live in Afghanistan using what they have, which means each other. How people can help is on Monday, March 9th, 2015. I'll be going around the classes collecting the money, and I'll be sending the money using www.savethechildren.org. Did you know that only half of the children in Afghanistan go to school, and yet we Albertans are whining about getting an education, when the other half of Afghan children would give so much to go to a safe, secure school where they can learn? All in all, we raised a little over $100, so thank you to all the people who contributed or are still contributing to the Afghani who couldn't make a change.